I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight because this was a very, very divisive issue. And for such a simple proclamation, the proclamation being so simple, this has proven to be a very, very arduous experience. From my personal experience, I've spent my life learning. I grew up in a relatively prejudiced atmosphere and learned early that it didn't work, but I didn't really know what to do about it. But I set about learning where it came from, why it existed, and worked through it. The issue of gay, lesbian, and transgendered folks, I had an extraordinarily biased attitude about when I was younger and through high school. And it wasn't until experience I had when I was in the Navy with people of that persuasion that my mind changed, because those folks were people. They laughed, they cried, they loved. They lived a life that I almost envied, not their sexual preference or orientation, but they were happy. And I changed. I learned. And I've listened to some very, very, I have to be careful here, pointed opinions about this proclamation, saying that we are encouraging, fostering a lifestyle. And I don't believe that for 1 second. It's a history month, and it's been said time and again. It's an opportunity for us to study, to learn the trials and tribulations of this group of people who have contributed to our society, who live with us, and out of fear, don't want to tell people who they really are. So this is a learning process, and it's one I embrace. And I hope that those of you who have the opinions that you do against this proclamation will take a little time to learn a little more, and don't necessarily lose your opinion about this issue, but learn more fully the other side. A choice is one thing you can make, but it's difficult to make a choice when you only have one attitude or one opinion. You can't decide between an apple and an orange if all you've got is apples. And apples are the only way to go. Oranges are bad. Pineapple, gosh, that's an ugly thing. I'm not going to choose that. I'm not going to. Prejudice. I agree that we need to lose the attitudes of discrimination and prejudice in our community. We need to be inclusive. I was totally unaware that people of the LGBT can be discriminated against in the job place. I was totally unaware that I could not rent one of my houses to one of those people and nobody would be the wiser. And there would be no legal recourse. That's wrong. Discrimination in any form is wrong. So I'm hoping to learn something myself. And I will study the history, because I think it's important. To make informed decisions, one has to have knowledge. And I've learned a lot in the last 2 days, because initially I was not going to support this. But I told one constituent who called me, it'll take a miracle. And this is the only religious comment I'm going to make. Well, a miracle happened. I'm supporting this tonight.